Hello and welcome to FinchPlays Darkest Dungeon. Yes, this is going to be a new series that I'm going to be starting. I bought Darkest Dungeon quite a few months ago, when it was still kind of in the early stages. There wasn't quite as much as there was to it, but recently I've seen people start to upload some more videos. There have been some more updates with Darkest Dungeon. It was a really fun game. It was quite frustrating. I think anyone that played the earlier versions will agree. But it seems to be a bit more of a finished product now. So it's kind of out of that stage of being a little bit alpha. And seemingly there's a bit more content to it. There's a few more classes to choose from. So there's a lot more for me to get to grips with for certain. I did dip in briefly and start up a campaign. But I've deleted it. I'm going to start absolutely purely fresh and see how we do. So let's go in Darkest. Let's see. FinchPlays tries not to die. There we go. That'll be a good start for us, and we're going to jump straight in. If I can figure out how. There we go. Okay, so what do I know of the game so far? From what I remember, and correct me if I'm wrong, I might be getting this horribly wrong. We owned this estate. Something happened. We're now, you know, disgraced or something. There's some bad shit going down. And for one reason or another, I am stuck in, I think the opening bit is me and a rogue. I always choose to be the kind of the knight, I guess, the heavy lifter. My brother isn't here with me right now, but he's going to be occupying the rogue slot. He likes the kind of like long-range damage-dealing stuff. So this is him, Dismas. This is my brother, and this is going to be me, the Crusader. Yeah, there are a lot of punishing mechanics. I remember. The light, obviously this stuff up here, you get surprised more easily the lower your light is. You've got to always make sure you're keeping torches. Food as well to stave off hunger. And this little fucking bar down here, the stress bar. The more stressed you get, the more likely you are to kind of add and add and add. And then when you hit the top, your character can either, you know, be cleansed of his stress and be a fucking bastion of light, or more likely than not, throughout my campaigns, they go absolutely nuts and start, you know, going bananas and offering significant penalties in damage and whatever else. So basically moving between rooms. We haven't scouted this area. I'm going to kind of flick through and just kind of show you rather than explain. There you go. So my light maybe wasn't as good as it could be. And I've been pushed backwards, which is always a bit of a ball ache, but Alex is going to stab. There's a bleed effect there, which is really, really good. It stacks up. He's going to try and stab me. I'm going to dodge it like a boss, and then I'm going to smite you. There we go. Good stuff. You kill someone, you rifle through their corpses, you grab some gold. I'm going to swap myself. I'm usually at the front. There we go. Oh god, that's a bit laggy. I'm always at the front. I can take more hits. I think rogues are more able to... Yeah, see here on the... I don't know if I can show it at the same time, but the two kind of cream-colored dots are where that guy prefers to stand. And then the red ones are what he's going to hit. So this grape shot blast is kind of like almost like a... how would I say? Like a buckshot blast, I guess, which is going to hit the first 3 people. The damage is kind of spread. Here as well, like if he's sat at the back, he can hit the, you know, the back 3 for them. But as you can see here, he really doesn't want to stand at the front. He can do, if he does end up at the front, he can still do a bit of damage, which is fine. Tracking shot is one of those things that kind of offers buffs. I have the same kind of thing. All of mine require me to be in the front too. I have to be up front, taking the hits, doing what I can. You also come across interactive objects like these curios. You can choose to raid them, see what they've got. Sometimes they're poisonous, sometimes they give you blight, sometimes they just generally screw you in one way or another. So you've got to kind of be careful. This time they are surprised, so this means that we get a kind of an initial shot. This guy, he's got 35 HP, which is quite a lot, but his protection is not... He doesn't seem to have any kind of armor, so to speak. So what I'm going to be doing, essentially, is just applying status effects like that. Bleed is going to tick. I'm going to be able to do a lot of damage. We might be bleeding. See here. This is an example of stress. This stuff right here. You get struck, you have a chance to get stressed. You get afflicted by something, you get a chance to get stressed. You break wind, you have a chance to get stressed. Anything happens, you have a chance to get stressed. It is... it's a good mechanic, but it is also a fucking, you know, ironically quite stressful mechanic as well. Because particularly I remember against eldritch creatures, you know, they have a lot of attacks which maybe they don't do a lot of damage, but they do afflict you with quite a significant amount of stress. And that's not good. So we've done here, we've completed a quest, which I think was just to survive. We could return to the hamlet, but I'm actually going to continue adventuring and look in this chest. It's trapped. I've been blighted. But that's okay, because the quest is complete and we're going to nip out there. So we've seen, you know, good things can yield gold or whatever else, and then bad things can afflict you with blight. Maybe bleeding effects as well. What have we got? We picked up some sapphires, 1,000 gold each, 925 gold, and we still have some food left over. Quest reward, 5,000 gold, and also these bits and pieces. These, we've got these kind of statuesque things, paintings, these deeds, I think, and then I can't remember what these are. Essentially, you keep a hold of them and you use them to unlock other bits and pieces. So that's what you're going out for. That's what you're going out and looking for. Now, at the moment, Alex and I, my brother, are a two-man squad. We're going to look to recruit some more people as well. This is their level as well. Get a bit of XP, adds to it. They will get traits, but I will move on to that kind of when we have some more traits to view. This is our hamlet. Oh wow, yeah, this is a bit different. So these are kind of like quest goals. I think to successfully complete your first foray into the ruins is, you know, just head into the ruins, do some cool shit. Wizened Hag, Apprentice Necromancer, Siren, Swine Prince, Brigand 8-Pounder, Sodden Crew, yada yada yada. These are all kind of like bosses, and it's, oh goodness, yeah, as you can see, there are a lot of bosses. Also this, your first assault on the Darkest Dungeon, I'm assuming that there is now kind of like an end point in the game. Certainly when I was playing it, there were like maybe two or three different kinds of dungeon that you could go into, and then, you know, the kind of the scaling on the game was a little bit difficult. So let's have a look. We've got the graveyard. As you can probably imagine, if anyone dies, they're going to end up here. Let's hope not too many people do. Ancestors' Memories, that's cinematic stuff. And then this one, very important. This is a stagecoach. Okay, this is where we recruit people. We've got Bigod, who is a Plague Doctor, and Sudaval, who is a Vestal. This, you can upgrade this. This is what I mean by these coming as kind of like a currency, so you can... the amount of available heroes after something can be increased and increased and increased up to 4, 5, 6, 7, I assume. This as well, the hero roster that we've got here, we've only got 9 maximum heroes. We can upgrade that too. And that's true of a lot of the facilities we have at our disposal. As you can see, we've got a little bit of stress. You know, nothing particularly, you know, for want of a better term, stressful to consider. If we go to the Abbey, which we won't be able to yet, and the Sanitarium and the Tavern, these are all places that the characters can use to distress themselves. Not distress. Wrong pronunciation there. De-stress is what I'm trying to say. They will lose their stress. I have to pay money for it, but it is absolutely essential for them to de-stress between missions. That means a lot of the time that we're going to have to leave people behind. Maybe I won't be able to come on everything. Maybe our rogue might not be able to join us either. You just got to make sure that we've got a good network of kind of heroes that we can swap in and swap out. That is very much unlikely to happen, that's for sure, but we will see what we can do. Anyway, so this guy Bigod, these quirks are the kind of things that you grab when you level up. So he's got a deadly quirk, which means he just has a passive plus 1% crit. That's really good. Bad Gambler means he has an increased chance of losing money while gambling. So if I throw him in the tavern and he goes gambling, he could lose some money. That's a negative quirk for him. What have I got? I'm a Warrior of the Light. So while we have the torch above 75, the torch icon up the top when we're in the dungeon, I have plus 10% damage. I'm also God-fearing and I'm a kleptomaniac. So I will only pray for stress relief. So if someone's occupied the stress relief bit for me, which is praying, I can't relieve any stress. It's a total ball ache. Kleptomaniac as well, as you can probably figure, prone to stealing items. If I walk past some of these curios, like maybe a cabinet or something like that we find on our travels, sometimes I don't have any choice. My character will raid it. Sometimes that could be positive for us. Sometimes I'm going to get poisoned. It's one of those things we have to deal with. So Reynolds, we will change to FinchPlays. We can also change our color palette as well. Let's have see. Oh yeah, bit of red, bit of gold. Big fan of that. We'll keep that. These are also your moves. You can keep a hold of and you can check. So different characters might end up with different things. So they might not have this, for example, but they might have Inspiring Cry or something like that. There will be different combinations of things, I think, that the characters will have. Also, the camping skills on the longer forays into the ruins, you'll need to camp. So you'll need a bit of food, you'll need some torches. It's a great chance to de-stress, recover, you know, and it will be essential in the longer ones for sure. So these kind of things I can do. I can stand tall, I can reduce someone else's stress and remove mortality debuffs, reduce stress for other people. There's a lot of self-only ones as well, but for the most part my guy seems to be pretty useful for looking after other people, so that's good. What have you got? Alex is a nook and cheat, so he's not allowed to gamble while in town, so he can basically de-stress anywhere apart from gambling in the tavern. 15% stun resist, and he's pretty nippy as well. Yeah, so we'll rename you. I am Alex Finch. Bomb, there we go. And let's see what colours he's got. Red, yellow, blue. Yeah, I'm kind of feeling the blue. I'm thinking that's pretty fetching. Big Odd. What have you got? Plague Grenade, Battlefield Medicine, Self Buff, and Disorientating Blast, which will stun, which is pretty good. And Sudaval has got Judgment, a solo heal, a group heal, and a light kind of thing. That's pretty good. Thanatophobia. Yeah, she starts to get a bit stressed if her HP gets low, and minus 5% virtue chance? I'm not really sure what that means. But these are things that we will definitely learn, so that's enough of that. That's probably a little bit boring. So we've got a party of 4, so we are going to go and see what we can find. We're going to embark. I'm going to be heading here, wherever this is. I'm going to take Finch, Alex, Big Odd, and Surdeval. This is how I want my squad to kind of line up. If we win, 3,000 gold, 4 crests, and a disease charm, which might be pretty good maybe for the healer or something like that. After we've kind of chosen our team that we want, I did notice this in the last one as well, and I'll elaborate a little bit later when we see it. Certain classes do not want to go in a party with certain classes. They just refuse to do so. So if you get an awkward party set up, you might still, you know, I might grab some more classes. Maybe they don't want to go. I end up having to take the same 4, basically. But this is what we've got. We've got the Warrens, which I think is full of a lot of disease stuff. The Weald, I think, is maybe full of the Eldritch, who are the stress-causing ones that I hate. The Cove, I don't think I've been in. Ruins are pretty heavy, and then I guess the Darkest Dungeon is the most dreaded of reasons, or regions rather, as they say. So Alex and I are ahead of the curve slightly, but we'll hope to kind of bring people up. Next thing we've got to do is head to provisions. Automatically we have holy water to purge evil, which can be quite useful for some things. Maybe if there's an altar or something that needs to be purged. Anti-venom for poisons, toxins, and blights. I'm going to take 4 food. Obviously this is costing us money, but believe you me, it's worth it. I'm going to take a shovel, and I'm going to take, let's see, 10 torches and 2 bandages. So we spent a little bit of money, but again, it would cost so much to get it wrong. For the most part, it's pretty straightforward, but as the game makes really quite desperately apparent, you are not supposed to just treat everything like a cakewalk. You're not supposed to waltz through. Stuff is going to happen. It's going to throw you curveballs. It's going to screw up your chances to do well. That's just one of the things you just need to bear in mind and be quite happy with it. See, Alex is just getting passively stressed for no apparent reason. It's it's pretty terrible, and those things do tend to stack up as well. So you gotta be careful whatever you do. So we've got our first bit of combat. None of us are surprised, so it's going to be a case of who is faster. Our priest is going to drop some judgment. As you can see, that did quite a lot of damage there. Disorienting blast, I guess, throw on this one. Stuns him, but brings him to the front as well. That's fine. Alex is going to claim his first proper kill. Wreck him. This is a new feature as well, corpses, which I think decay over time, but they still do occupy the slot. So if you kill someone in the front, they'll make a corpse, and then the ones that are behind cannot move forward until the corpse moves or, you know, dissipates or whatever. It's one of those things. That was a pretty good first encounter. We've nabbed a bit of loot as well. Oh yeah, some useful stuff there. So we're here. We're going to move on to this room. Should remember as well, while we're moving, the light level constantly dips. So it's a good idea to crack your torch. Stuff like this, these obstacles. Clear the obstacle. Oh, that was stupid. Should have used a shovel there. Chose not to use a shovel. Wasted a bit of light. We did have 2 shovels. I don't know what I was doing there. Took a bit of damage. Took a bit of stress. And by a bit of stress, I mean like quite a comprehensive amount of stretch. We've surprised these guys. 2 skeletons and an occultist acolyte. The cultist acolyte is definitely the most dangerous and will be the victim of quite a lot of bashing because they have a lot of stress inducing stuff that they can do, which I really don't want to have to deal with. So we've done quite a lot of damage to them. Zealous accusation damages the first 2, so I think we should do that, and we kill off them. That's good. The corpse is still there, but that's fine, that's not an issue. It also restricts what he can attack, because he can only attack a certain amount of things depending on what his moveset is. Second round, firing at this guy. I mean, rogues, I don't know, they seem to be really, really powerful, and I'm all about that. Like, that's fine. Our Plague Doctor can be quite a nice attritional kind of fella in that stack up a bit of blight and it all goes pretty well for you. I'm pretty just heavy-handed. Come in with a massive sword blow. Wrecking lives, which is what I'm all about. Got quite a few torches, so I'm quite happy just to burn them as I go. Keep myself as close to maximum light level as I can. Occasionally, and there might be a reason for it, you can scout rooms, which is obviously really useful. There's a room battle with treasure, or there's a room battle with a curio. So I'm going to go for the treasure one. Otherwise I have to cut through and come back and all of this bloody nonsense. So I'm going to go through. Got to keep an eye on the floor as well. Grab the loot here. Oh, that's quite nice. Stun charm. That's alright. Got to keep an eye out for it because there will be stuff on the floor. I think anyone can disarm it, although there are positive perks that make you better at doing so. So you've got to keep an eye out for them too. Plague grenade. Yeah. We want to really screw up what she's doing as much as humanly possible. Even the buckshot blast is hitting 3 players and it's still doing some really cool shit. I'm going to heal Alex here. And just make sure we're staying on top of things. That's quite a lot of blight damage, to be fair. This is quite dangerous. That resist there, what that does is drags you forward. So it just drags your party out of position. A crit there, added stress. Alex resisted quite a lot of stuff there, which is pretty good. Just go heavy on him. Great killing blow there. Crits and killing blows tend to reduce a wee bit of stress, which is good. Plague Doctor avoided that swing. I mean, the fighting at the minute is relatively basic, but you get an idea about how things can go wrong, like can go south really, really fast. And if you're not careful, you can be all over the shop real quick. Oh yeah, like crits like that coming out of nowhere. Stress mounts up. It all goes horribly wrong. I've had that happen more than once. I think I'll heal myself here with our lovely priest. Thank you very much. And then batter 7 shades of shit out of that skeleton, and boom goes the dynamite. There's some medicinal herbs, some busts. Crack into this. We can, I think, maybe unlock this with a skeleton key. Unlocks a hidden compartment. Get some extra stuff. I think the portraits are relatively rare, although don't hold me to that. I'm not too sure. I'm going to move across to this one. Keep an eye on the floor. Keep an eye on our torches too. Hold up, he says. Oh, that might just be because I stopped. There is a trap. I almost walked straight into it. We're going to get Alex to disarm it. He cocks it up. He got hurt. Maybe a bit stressed as well. As you can see, his stress is really mounting, so we've got to be really careful. He's also taking quite a lot of damage. So that might be the focus of our priest. When we're in combat, we might just look to help him out there. I'm also going to give him 2 bits of food. We're probably going to get hungry, and the game's going to say, do you want to eat? If I can't feed everyone, people start to take damage, which obviously is not what we want. Alex can check this out. Get some loot. Move charm, plus 20% move resist, -1 speed, and a lot of food. Yeah, so since we've got a lot of food, I'm actually going to chip into that. He's eating quite a lot. He's full. I'm going to eat some food too. Still got 2 left. I'm probably full as well. Crack a torch, because we're almost done here. This is quite a short one. There we go. So there's the hunger thing. We can either eat the food, gain 5% health, we ignore it, we take 20% damage, plus a lot of stress. That's obviously not what I'm all about. So the party's doing okay at the moment. No outlandishly high stress, although I'd like to bring this down a wee bit if at all possible. We've only got 1 room left. I don't think there's a battle in between, so I'm happy just to burn these torches as much as humanly possible. I think there's a curio, it says. Ah, yeah. So we come across another one of these. This time we're going to use a shovel. As you can see, when you use a shovel, nothing bad happens. Pop a torch, head on in here, and this should be like the last room. Yeah, so it's like a boss fight. We've got a heavy fella here. As you can see in the panel below the mouse, I don't think I can hover over it and show you at the same time, but protection 25%, so he's got some kind of like shield stuff going on. He's not got too much health, but he won't take too much damage, so we've got to be careful about that. This guy's a standard guy. This one, relatively good at dodging, has a lot of stress-inducing stuff, throws his goblet full of crap at people, and that tends to stress them out, as it would do anyone, I'm sure. This guy, an arbalist at the back, fires like an archer, so you've got to be careful of that too. Play grenades, going to toss it in there, try and blight them early, and we do. They're going to take 4 damage per round, which is good. Ooh, yeah, go watch out for stuff like that. 4 damage, he's only got like 5 HP, so we've got to be careful. There's that goblet attack, and that's a hell of a lot of stress to be contending with. The buckshot, good solid damage across the board. What am I going to do? I'm probably going to try and take out this guy, and I do. That's a solid shot. Taking my stress down pretty nicely. Trying to heal Alex a bit, which is nice. Probably be focusing on damage, to be honest. This guy's going to axe blade, but it's not too powerful. Alex can take that on the chin. Basically just overwrites the healing that I just did. Oh, that's a heavy shot. Blight ends up killing him, which is good. Yeah, I mean, this is going well. Pre-boss. We just shoot the corpse as well for some reason. Let's see. Good heal on him. Get a solid 5 out of that. And then... is there a way to kind of... I'd like for him to kind of like lower his stress before we have to leave. That'd be nice, but we'll get the killing blow on this arbalist at the back, which means we only have to deal with this fella. So he's going to use dead weight. I don't know if that's going to knock us back. It is. And stun us as well. That's a bit of a ball ache. After you do get stunned, and this is the same for the enemies as well, you get a stun resist bonus, which is pretty good. Our rogue's at the front, but I'm not too fussed, because what he can do, for like I mentioned with high protection targets, if you can land a bleed, which we didn't manage to do there, we can do some good stuff. So I'm actually just going to heal myself at the moment. There's nothing much else to do. It's only 1, but it is what it is. And then a judgment doesn't quite kill. But I should be able to come in here with a solid 10. Take him down. Knock off a bit of stress. We get some stuff. We could go back to the hamlet, but like I did last time, I'm going to open this up with a skeleton key. We do have quite a lot. There's a hidden compartment, and we got some extra stuff. Oh, we don't have enough room for it. Let's get rid of this. Can we get rid of this? Can I throw this away? Shift click. Goodbye. And shift click. Goodbye. Yeah, so we'll grab these, take these in, and there we go. Quest complete. A little bit stressful for our characters, but for the most part, it's pretty good. I can handle that. Collected a lot of treasure. Got a lot of stuff. So we've got a level up, I think, for these guys. So these mean that we've gained something, if you like. We found out something new about our characters. So for me, it is I am calm, which means I have minus 15% damage on the first round. That kind of sucks. Big Odd has Eagle Eye, which is a positive one, plus 3% crit on range skills, which is good. Plague Doctor's usually kind of thrown from on far, so that's good. And Surdeval has Deviant Tastes. She is not allowed to visit the brothel. I will not delve into the reasons for why that might be, but you know, we can't have her kind of de-stress herself in there, which is a bit of a shame. One of our quest goals, we successfully completed our first foray into the ruins, which is nice. A little bit of stress to contend with. Has anyone died? No one's died. Before we go, I'll have a quick look in the Abbey. So we can meditate, we can pray, or we can use flagellation, which I think is hitting with whips. It's up to you. Some of my characters will be into that. NPCs might occupy some of these kind of spaces as well. So we've got the bar where you can drink, the gambling hall where you can gamble, obviously, and the brothel, which is somewhere Sudaval is not able to go quite yet. You can upgrade these as well. That goes for all of them, so I can increase the stress recovery of the bar. I think I can unlock extra slots as well. There's 2 extra slots to unlock. We'll have to tailor that one to whatever we've got going on. You know, if we've got a lot of people that can't use, example, flagellation, don't upgrade it. There's no point. For the moment, Sudaval is going to go to the gambling hall. Toss her in there. And I'm going to say Big Odd is going to go to the brothel. Sort himself out in there. Going to have a look at the stagecoach. Who have we got? We've got Chandos, who is a Seeker Hellion. What a boss. Have a bit of that. And then Turnbut, who is a Seeker Bounty Hunter. Now, Seekers are pretty good. As you can see, massive axe, swinging, shouting, yelling, going crazy. That's the good stuff. And then Grave Robbers, I think, are a bit ranged. Yeah, so they've got a good mix of kind of melee and range. A couple of things which could move enemies as well, like move them around, kind of make them a bit more dysfunctional. Stuff like this, the Ruins Tactician, that's ace. Like a flat plus 15% damage when we're fighting in the ruins is pretty awesome. But yeah, I'm going to leave it there for now. I hope this has been at least a wee bit enlightening. I'm hoping to make a few more episodes and kind of go on, because this seems like a really fun game, and it seems like I might get screwed a few times. Maybe we might have to, like, you know, deal with some terrible deaths. Maybe I might die, I might have to come back, Alex might die. Alex probably will die, let's face it. But we'll see what happens, and if you did enjoy the video, please do like and subscribe. Leave me some comments. You know, what do you want to do? What do you want to look for? What's your kind of ideal setup for your characters, your party? Just, you know, let me know anything you think, and I'll catch you guys next time.